go. Bass is taking over in the rhythm guided practice session. Yes. What's up, Mario? What's up, Juan? Oh, you pianists are outnumbered. Good to see everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's feeling good. Had a good week. Yeah, cool. Excellent. So I am going to, in the chat, drop in the guided practice session worksheet for today. And we're going to be getting back into Bembe. We've done this before, but it's been many weeks. I thought it'd be a good time to revisit it and see how it goes, because it's always good to go back and check out stuff like this. So the Bembe, just to revisit, when I'm talking about Bembe, I'm talking about the Bembe bell pattern and Afro-Cuban music. And I'll just play a real quick drum loop example so we can hear it. So this is all just from Drum Genius, just a drum loop. So this is what you commonly hear a drummer playing in an Afro-Cuban thing, like stock 101. But if you listen to the bell, that's what we're going to focus on today, okay? And let me bring up this, I'll leave that playing, but let me share my screen here really quick so you can see it. So we're going to do some fun stuff with this, where we change around where the underlying pulse is, and I'll just demonstrate that really quick. So when I first started hearing like a drum loop like this, my ear would automatically go to thinking, you know, my middle America white dude 4/4, you know. It's just that's my go-to, and I think that's probably how I was just initially brought into it. You know what I mean? What's up, Colleen? But of course, that's just one way you can put it. Like the way that I'm clapping it right now is this letter D that's right here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bunch of different underlying pulses that could be inside of this, right? So just like letter A, I'm gonna look at this real quick. Think about the eighth note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Then looking at letter B, you can think about this in 6/4, and we'll break all this down. We'll shed all this. We're just going to be counting and clapping stuff today too. You can put this on an instrument if you want to, but I think it's going to be good to put these between our hands today. So if we look at letter B, oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? But if we take half of that, yeah, it is a drum loop from Drum Guru. Exactly. It's Afro 6/8 number 1. And I've slowed it down just a hair from the stock tempo. It's stock is at 110, and I've slowed it down to 100 just so we can clap these eighth notes. But we'll flex the tempos a little bit, okay? So, but if we look at letter C, we can hear this underlying pulse in 3/4. So we were at 6, right? Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can cut it in half. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And going back and forth between these underlying pulses, which I think is really important to be able to do, especially as, you know, rhythm section players, because drummers, they'll play around with all this stuff, and it's real easy to get lost if you're not paying attention to stuff like this, right? Cool. So excellent. So that's the main focus that we're going to do today. And what I want to do is we'll just take it from the top, right here, looking at the eighth note divisions of this Bembe bell pattern, right? So the rhythmic guided practice folks that have been here for a while, y'all remember doing this, right? So help me out if no, yeah. Bruce is like, yeah, okay, good. Colleen members, excellent. So if I'm missing anything, call me on it, okay? Hold on, let me get the. I lost my chat screen here. So if you want to add anything, please don't hesitate. Just put it in the chat or raise a hand. I can see everybody here today too. Okay, so what we're going to do is just go through and check out one line at a time. But what I want to do, and you can hopefully see by the screen here, if it needs to be bigger or anything like that, let me know. is that we're going to, in one hand, try to play the bembe bell pattern. Is it Bruce? Number 6, huh? Whoa. Okay, well, we've gone 44 weeks, or how many? 38 weeks since we hit this, so it's a good revisit. Yeah, so what we're looking at is the top. You see I've got my RH for right hand, of course. It's actually this hand on, it's just flipped around. Right hand, we're going to clap the bembe bell pattern, and in our left hand, we'll do all of the eighth notes. Okay? So if I've got my metronome going here, that's at 200. So let's just find this first. You could clap this on your leg if you want. I can't quite get it in the screen, sorry. But you could do that, or you could drum it on your chest, or if you have something you want to drum on, if you have congas or anything like that, whatever makes sense, okay? So let's just start by getting the 6. So this is like 2 bars of 6, right? If you think about it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And let's just slow that down. We'll do it without the metronome for a second, and then we'll bring it back in. So where the bembe bell pattern falls on that, let's just do that a step at a time, like right through the grid, okay? So if we think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this hand, that was just the first measure, right? I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Thank you, Juan. Thanks for letting me know, man. Let me turn it down. Let me know if it needs to be adjusted more going forward too, but I really appreciate that. So just that first measure, if we think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool? So, and the reason we're thinking about those eighth notes right now is that we can really line up everything and we're not guessing when we get to bigger, more open feelings, right? We want to hear all that subdivision and have that all line up. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool? Now the next measure is real simple. It's just like a back and forth almost. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me try it this way. Let's do both of these measures now, and I'm just going to say the eighth notes instead of tapping them so we can really show where that bembe bell pattern is falling in the grid. Okay, so how about I'll count 6 into it and we'll get this going together. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Cool. Let's speed it up a little bit, okay? And we'll work up to this tempo. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. I had to take a breath there. Sorry, that's a lot of counting. Okay, it all lines up, right? You feel it? Okay, let's try it with bringing back the metronome. And again, let me know if this is too much or if that's better. Maybe the voice is more, huh? Bruce is saying less. Cool. Okay. Excellent. Great. Thank you. So we could just arbitrarily call this wherever 1 is going to be. I'll just start saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay, how's everybody feeling with that? Good? Maybe just a refresher on that too. So again, this is like the bell pattern that we're hearing the drum set player play, or more traditionally on a bell, like an actual bell, right? And sometimes different pitched. So that's how that lines up with the eighth notes. Let's look at halving that. Okay, so we're gonna take it from 6/8 world, thinking about our eighth notes, and we'll move it into 6/4 world, thinking about quarter notes. So I'm gonna change the metronome marking. And ultimately what I want to try to do is to bounce back and forth between like letter A, B, C, and D and get really cozy with all of that stuff. Okay? Cool. But let's hear where 100's at. And it's actually going to be the same. So this is actually going to line up where it's the same rhythm, right? It's the same tempo. We're just thinking about the pulse, the bottom end of this being like half as much. So if here is 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So, but if we play the rhythm on top, it's going to be the same speed that we were just doing at 200 with those eighth notes. So try this with me, okay? We can start just by clapping it, okay? If you want to say the numbers too, it's a good idea too. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go back to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. So either way that I'm counting or saying the divisions, the clapping stays the same, right? All good with that? Cool. Let's try that together. See if we can do that. If you can vocalize that, or if you want to drum that between different hands. I don't know. Like I started off as a drummer. I'm pretty comfortable like changing up my hands and doing rhythms like that. But if you're not, that's totally fine. Just find whatever way makes the most sense to you right now, okay? So let's do this. Let's think about with the metronome going at 100. Let's go back and forth between thinking about the eighth notes. Oh yeah, for sure. Same. But to have it really line up, Juan, with those eighth notes, that's making sure that we're right down the middle of the grid, I think it helps, especially when we get further like down the page. We get into this, especially with the 3/4. That work is gonna help out. So let's try this out, okay? We'll go back and forth. How about 2 times each, thinking about the eighth notes or letter A, and then 2 times each with letter B. And we'll go back and forth a few times. We'll keep our metronome there at 100, and we'll also eventually do this back with the drum loop, and we can have some fun with it that way, okay? So starting with the eighth notes, starting with letter A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, That's check-in time. Everybody good with this? Is this too fast? Too slow? We're good. Marco gave me a thumbs up. Thanks, dude. Everybody feeling that? Is that good? Excellent. Okay, great. So let's think about this now. Let's get into the letter C. So we're going to half our underlying pulse. Okay? So, of course, this was in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So we're going to divide that in half, and we'll end up with longer. We're going to 3, 4. And it's just going to feel like this. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll think 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I could change the metronome to 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do that in a second. But let's just start with thinking about it like this. So the metronome is clicking the pulse of B, but I want to say what's happening under here. Hopefully I'm being clear with that, right? So I'll count us in, and we'll try it. If you're confused, hopefully me doing it will help to clear that up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. It's fun, right? Sorry, it took me a minute to get to feel it there. All right, so let's do this now. I'm gonna switch my reference point with the metronome and put it at 60. So this will sound like the 3. This will sound like this, the underlying pulse right here, right? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it should actually be, I'm sorry, that's fast, isn't it? It should actually be this. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. And just to clarify too, my fault. On this sheet I wrote 60 beats per minute. Totally messed myself up. It's actually 50. It should be half of 100, right? Basic math, y'all already know. So, all right. So let's try it again. So here's our reference point. We've got this slower 3 quarter note. Oh, Juan's gonna light me up here in the chat. I can already tell. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Right? Cool. And you could be counting the different subdivisions as I'm doing 1. If I'm doing like B, you could be doing C, and everything will still line up. Juan, the Bembe pattern is great to make a montuno. Ah, very cool. Do y'all like divide that between hands when you do it? Or how does that work? Could you play some of that for me? That'd be cool. Can I unmute you? One, two, three, one. I don't know if there's a delay or yeah. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be out of sync with you as you're doing it. But yeah. Was it right? Was it lined up when you were it works? Nah, it's a little off. That could just be me. Very cool, but it's divided between the hands. Very cool. Thanks, Juan. All right, let's take it to the next level, okay? Out of sync, I'm sure. Yeah, between well, I mean, you're in Oslo, right? I'm in St. Louis, so not much synchronicity there. Okay, cool. So if we did the same thing, we were going back to thinking about. Okay, let me move the metronome back to 100. This is our B, right? That's our pulse at B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But getting into letter D, what if we move this to 80, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da da 1 da 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 da. 1 da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Cool. Okay, so that's the one that I started off with as my like go-to when I was like first learning or first hearing drummers do this like while I was trying to play bass, right? So let's go back into this drum loop. Now, how is the volume on this? Are we good with that? Does it seem okay? All right, great. I'm going between apps and there are different levels and all that goodness. So let's try this out, okay? The drum loop is not going to change, but for our end, let's change up what's happening with the underlying pulse so we can hear this in the different places, okay? So this is at 100 BPM, the way that it is in Drum Genius right now. So if we thought about letter A, let's start there and eventually we'll go back and forth between these different divisions, right? So let's find the eighth notes first. I know that's kind of bright. And if you want to bring out or accent the bell pattern, yeah, some fast hands, I can see it. Cool. All right, let's go into the 6/4. Let's look at letter B. So where would that be? I'll let you find it first. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Go back into eighth notes. And letter B. 4, 5, 6, 1. Letter A. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too fast to say. B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1. 1. Right there, Bruce. 1. 1. you hear the cymbal? Da, 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 da. 1, da, 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 da. 1, da, da, da. 1, da, 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 da. 1. Colleen is saying it's the low drum, exactly. Thanks, Colleen. It's very helpful. Da, da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So that 1 is still the same, like where it's placed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. You feeling that, Bruce? You good? What about here? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is letter D now, right? So I think this is a good place to start. We'll go between B and D. All right. So let's feel the letter B where we're doing the 6, and then we'll bounce back and forth between 6 and 4. Okay? Because we want to be simultaneously comfortable in those worlds. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Colleen. Always helpful. So let's do B. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to B. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D. Back to B. And D. B one more time. Now if we divide this in half, we'll end up with letter C, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I was off for a minute. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Back to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm gonna stop clapping for a minute and just let you work on this on your own for a minute so you don't have to hear me. Okay? So make sure you're doing it yourself. Whatever you're comfortable with. If you're going between A and B, if you're still trying to feel that, totally fine. Try going between B and D. Try alternating between these two different feels. Especially between B and C. That's what I need to shed. Between C and D. Yeah, let's shed that one together. Yeah, feeling that 3 is tricky for me, man. Let's try it out together. So let's try it this way. I want to start for myself so I don't completely fall on my face. Let's start at letter B. So doing the 6, we'll divide that in half, really get cozy there, and then practice going between B and D. Yeah, between the 3 and the 4, exactly one. So let's try it out. So I'm thinking B, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm sorry. 1, 2. I was going right to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My tendency is to rush this. Let's try going to 4. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I was off on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How about D? 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could do whichever one you want. I mean, they all line up, right? So pick one. If you want to play one that's against what I'm doing, go for it, you know? Make sure it's grooving. 1. 1. 1. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Cool. Excellent. So much fun, right? Super fun. And it's just so much rhythm inside of these grooves too. It's super super cool just to dig into that and see what it is we're hearing. And you know, for me, I'm right there with Juan. Going between C and D, between that 3 and the 4, I always want to rush the 3. Anybody else noticing anything like that? Or what are y'all finding as we're doing this? Because I see a lot of clapping, I see a lot of grooving and stuff like that. But obviously I'm not hearing everybody simultaneously. It'd be so much fun to be doing this in person, obviously, you know, if we were just sitting around in a circle doing this, but making it work. All right, Colleen's going in. Hopefully she's chatting in the chat here, not some other chat somewhere else. Yeah, no. Going between, I counted 6 on 3 and just clapped every second. Juan, that was you that wrote that, right? I did the exact same thing, like nearly every time. And then going back and forth between 4 and 3, was trying to divide that in half. You know what I mean? Like, so if we thought about it, D is the hardest for you, Colleen. Yeah. Oh, really? D is the hardest for you. Really? That's so interesting because that's like I was saying, that's my go-to. Hearing him as triplets, you know, in that sense. That's just what I was always used to, I guess. Yeah. Cannot do D on my own either. Okay, Rob, right on. Yeah. We should shed some more D then, shouldn't we? Thank you. This feedback is helping. Yeah. Juan, you have taught us to divide. Helps the feeling. Yeah, totally. Right. And of course, all this going back to 1. Like, so if we thought about da 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 1 da, making that 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. That's still all 1, you know, or that was, I just clapped 2, but hearing that all towards the beginning or the top of these phrases, that's really, you know, where it's at. And we can divide that. That's why, you know, in these sessions, we like to practice with like a really slow metronome too. So if we, you know, thought about it from that sense, we could practice it just with the click on beat 1 and really get into it. Maybe we'll do that another time, but I don't have the bandwidth today. I'm already thinking about brining a turkey and doing all that stuff. So Bruce, I was chasing my tail until Colleen is always ever helpful. Yes, she's like the TA of the teaching assistant. And no, that was super helpful to hear the drum, like hear how that's phrased out. And it makes me think of the bell pattern, like how sometimes there's different bells that happen. Yeah, the different pitches of the bells. D is easy if I slow it down. Yeah, totally. Let's hear this again. Let's work on D. So why is it tricky to hear 4, I wonder? So I hear the bell pattern as triplets. Triple, 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 triple. Da, 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 da. Triple, triple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, or just 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now dial it back to just clapping on 1. 1. 1. 1. Now if you thought about it this way, instead of saying 1 and 2, what about this? 1, 4. 1, 4. Like letter B. 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. You feel me on that? 1, 2, 3. So we're still feeling it, kind of like in halftime, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Right? So I think going that direction too. Like we started off with the eighth notes, but then when we really feel all of those divisions like that, hearing towards 1, I think that's always kind of super helpful. And then hearing the measures in half, of course, and then you start filling it up from the other direction, and it all kind of comes together, doesn't it? A little bit. Hopefully it does. Cool. Excellent. Yeah. So any comments, any other questions or suggestions on what we could do further with this or anything at all? I love that Juan played the Montuno pattern for us. That's very cool. It's directly related, you know? And I mean, I think we're all just trying to be drummers too, essentially, right? We're all percussionists here, whether you're playing piano or bass, you know, that's what it is. So really having this together and understanding where the drums are coming from is going to make us better on whatever our respective instruments are, right? Have to learn more percussion to think percussion. Yeah, me too, Juan. Me too, man. Yeah. I don't think that ever ends. It's just as deep as any kind of harmony, right? I mean, it goes probably way further than any type of learning scales or chords or anything like that. So some flamenco clapping. I would need to learn that myself. If you know about that, we could guest host, man. That would be fun to learn. I don't know anything about flamenco clapping. We can learn 12. Oh yeah. Well, so didn't we start at 12? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. 6 plus 6. You have to do it like this though, right? If you're doing flamenco. You have to have some style with it. But I really don't know. I am vastly ignorant on flamenco. Vastly. Exactly why 10 years drum lessons 20 years ago. Yeah, Colleen, nice. Excellent. There are patterns that both question and answer them to make patterns. Interesting. Nice. Yeah, we got to dig into that for sure. We got to dig into that. That's on the list, Juan, for sure. Send me some links, man. I know you got some places. I'm all... the castanets. Yes. Woo. Now we're talking. This is going to be fun. Yes. Let's go all in on this. Excellent. I'm down because I'm always trying to learn this stuff, you know, and it's only going to help. So got to wipe away the what we don't know about. But cool. Well, I have to get rolling. I've got a class in person that I'm teaching with some high school kids. Have a great Thanksgiving, Bruce. You too, as well. Wine, some conga patterns. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a whole world of it. But thank you so much for being here. Super fun as always. Happy Thanksgiving if you're into that. Happy Thanksgiving. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Stay safe, and We'll see you soon. Peace, everybody. Bye.